The only person who can hurt you is yourself. You are not hurt by events themselves, but by your interpretation of them. Today I'm going to dive into this topic. I want to share my own experience, how I understand this idea, how it works in my life, and I will share all of the information that I found on this topic. So let's get started. This idea is clearly expressed in Stoic traditions, and they say, I'm going to read it out loud. People are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. So these words, they are absolutely the same. They have absolutely the same meaning that I've told you recently. And what does hurt actually mean? Let's figure it out. So we have two kinds of pain. The first one is the physical one, and the second one is emotional suffering. Today I'm going to talk about the second one. And emotional suffering is created by our reactions, our meaning, and maybe our thoughts, our beliefs, our interpretations, thoughts. They determine emotional response, not events alone. So how do we hurt ourselves? When something happens, maybe someone criticizes you, someone ignores you, leaves you, anything. It can be anything. You don't experience that event directly, but you experience the meaning you assign to it, and you experience the story you create about this. One more time. The thing that you experience is the meaning you assign to it, and the story you create, you tell yourself about this event. For example, I think almost everybody on this planet had this kind of situation. You message someone who is really important to you, and this someone doesn't reply. You have a huge variety of how to interpret this small situation. You can say, the person is busy. Then this situation becomes neutral. You can say, the person ignores me. Then you start feeling some kind of irritation, and you interpret it as a little bit negative situation. So the next interpretation can be even worse. For example, you say, the person doesn't care about me, the person doesn't love me, and then you start feeling suffering, you start feeling sadness. Just because of your interpretation, you have a different outcome. So emotional outcome changes based on interpretation, not the event itself. Here we go to the idea that you suffer because of your beliefs. So now I'm going to explain it, how our inner unconscious programs, our beliefs influence our reactions. So our reactions, our interpretations, they are not random. They can be automatic, they can be conscious or unconscious. For example, I believe that I have to be liked by everybody. In my mind, I understand that this is not possible. Even God is not liked by everybody on this planet. Why I've decided that I have to be liked by everybody, I don't know. I'm really scared of being in a conflict. I don't like to argue with people, and I don't like when someone tells me that you are bad, I don't want to talk to you. I don't know why, but it hurts me. So I have this belief, I have this program, I have to be liked by someone. Recently, I walked my dog. When we finished walking, we went upstairs and our neighbor went downstairs. We met. She didn't notice us. My dog is Samoyed and he barks really loud. Who knows? Knows. So my dog barked at her and she was freaking scared about it, and I read in her eyes that this situation created a huge irritation inside her, and this situation lasted for 30 seconds. I apologized. I said, I'm so sorry that my dog barked so loud, but what can I do? Nothing. So I went back home. I was suffering for the rest of my day just because of my belief that I have to be liked by everybody. And this woman definitely didn't like the situation, and she didn't like me as an owner of this dog. And I heard it, and I hurt myself. These beliefs act as filters, so when the event happens, the belief produces the emotional response, and it means your belief becomes your source of suffering. Your belief becomes the source of suffering. Just because of my belief, I hurt myself for the rest of the day, and I couldn't do anything about it because it's still my program and I'm trying to work on it. And when I finish working on it, I definitely will not interpret this kind of neutral by itself situation as a negative one. But why it feels like others hurt us? Actually, we often feel like other people are the cause of our suffering, but actually they are not. They just trigger our reactions, and then we generate the emotional experience. Of course, it doesn't mean that harmful actions from others are acceptable. Not at all. It doesn't mean that external events have no impact. They have. But it means that our interpretations, this is the only thing that we can control. We just need to take responsibility for our reactions on this or that event, or this or that actions from people and their words and on. For example, if we take two people can face one and the same situation, but their interpretation can be different. And it proves that the source is internal and the reaction is always different. Depends on the person, depends on your belief. For example, I'm a very emotional person. My husband is not. We absolute opposite to each other. So recently we went to a big city. It's April, but I live in Siberia, so we still have snowy days. That day was really snowy. We had a fresh snow lying on the road. The road was slippery. My husband drove the car. And there was a moment when our car started to lose control, and I was freaking scared about the situation, but my husband, he wasn't. And do you know why I was scared and I hurt myself by this fear? Just because I believe that the car is the most dangerous vehicle in the world. He believes opposite. But he's scared of flying just because he believes that the plane is the most dangerous vehicle in the world. I believe that this is the safest one. Different people, different beliefs, different interpretations and reactions, and of course actions on one and the same situation. We think that people hurt us, their words hurt us, but our interpretation of their words and actions hurt us. The statement that the only one who can hurt you is yourself, it's not really appropriate from the physical sense, but it's really accurate from the psychological sense, because events, they trigger, thoughts, they interpret, and emotions, they follow. And if you change the interpretation, you change the experience. Right now I'm giving you another example that is really significant, because it connects with my fear of losing money or living with lack of money. I think a lot of people suffer when they don't have enough money. The situation. One day my husband took a loan to buy a car. I didn't like this idea. I've tried to tell him, no, don't do this, but I've decided, okay, do what you want to do because this is your dream. And I could say that the action of my husband when he took this loan caused a lot of problems with our financial situation in our life. It is like that, and I could blame him, but I didn't blame him. I took responsibility. All my actions that I didn't tell him no, that I didn't convince him, come on, we don't need it right now. But the point is that we got this situation. Sometimes we don't have enough money. And when I didn't have enough money to buy even my lovely favorite chocolate, I suffered. I told myself that I'm not good enough, that I don't work enough, that I will never get out of this F-word vicious circle of not having enough money. And I blamed myself because I betrayed myself, and a lot of huge emotional negative thoughts in my head were all the time. But then I was so tired of suffering. I was so tired of it. And the same situation happens sometimes. And I interpret it absolutely differently because I was really tired of suffering all the time. What do? When I don't have enough money to buy my favorite chocolate, I just say, that's okay. That's okay. Not today, but maybe tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but maybe the next day, day after tomorrow. So I just change my interpretation and I change my experience. So here is the real question that we need to ask ourselves. Not why this person hurt me, like who hurt me, what hurt me, but we need to ask another question, and I just want to read it out loud. What did I tell myself about what happened? What did I tell myself about what happened? We just need to change our interpretation of the event, and then we stop hurting ourselves. Nothing hurt us, but only we do. We allow other people's words to hurt us, but we allow it. Not other people's words actually hurt us. No, we just interpret them as negative ones, and we just allow them to touch us. This is always our choice, how to react and how to interpret this or that situation. I hope that I clearly explain how I understand this idea that nobody can hurt you, but only you can by yourself. We're not talking about physical things, of course. We're talking about our emotions and our inner world. And I hope I gave you some food for thought. And if you have any idea, if you have any experience to share, leave a comment and see ya. Bye.